Hello friends, this video on anatomy of flowering plants part 14 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. So with this, let us talk about the vascular tissue system. Again, as the name says, it will obviously include only the vascular bundles, that is xylem and phloem. So xylem and phloem together constitute the vascular bundles, and these tissues are a part of vascular tissue system. So they are the conducting tissues. Now I think we have discussed enough in detail about xylem and phloem, their structure, their function. So we will again not discuss them in detail here. Now again, talking about the structure of xylem and phloem, they are different in dicot and monocot parts of the plant. Like in a dicot root and a monocot root, the arrangement of xylem and phloem are quite different. Similarly, in a dicot stem and a monocot stem, their structure and arrangement is again different. That is why when we talk about the internal structure of root and stem, we will talk separately about dicot root and dicot root, monocot root, and dicot stem, monocot stem. Now talking about the vascular bundles, let us understand the concept of open and closed vascular bundles, because this is going to help you when you talk about the internal structure of plant parts. So let us see what is open and closed vascular bundle. Now there is a layer of meristematic tissue which develops between xylem and phloem. So this is one important thing which is come into picture now. So between xylem and phloem, in some cases, not everywhere, in some parts of the plant, it is seen that between xylem and phloem, a meristematic layer of tissue develops. Please recap what is meristematic tissue. Tissues which are capable of cell division. So that meristematic tissue is given a name called cambium. You remember we heard this name before when we were talking about lateral meristem. We said lateral meristem is nothing but cambium, which increases the girth, which increases the width. Right? So this cambium, if this cambium is present between xylem and phloem, then we call this as open vascular bundle. Why open? Because if cambium is present, the meristematic tissues are present, then more and more new cells will be formed. So the vascular bundles will keep on increasing. So that is why it is open vascular bundle. Something like this. Let us suppose this green colored cells is your xylem. This red colored cells are phloem. So between xylem and phloem, you have this pink layer of cells which is nothing but cambium. So what will happen? From cambium, new cells will be formed on both sides. So it will be capable of forming new cells on both sides. So such type of vascular bundle is known as open vascular bundle. So here secondary xylem and phloem tissues are formed. Now this cambium will give rise to new tissues on both sides. So whatever tissues or cells which forms on this side, that is known as secondary xylem, because it is on the xylem side, and whatever tissues it forms this side will be known as secondary phloem. So now do you get what is primary xylem and what is secondary xylem? Primary xylem is something which is present from before. Secondary xylem is something which is formed from cambium. So secondary xylem will be formed only during secondary growth. I mean, it will be formed only when we talk about the increase in girth, when the width of a plant part increases. Only when cambium comes into picture, secondary xylem and secondary phloem comes into picture. Now let me have a quick recap so that you do not get confused. This is my primary xylem. Now this primary xylem can be of two forms. One is protoxylem, one is metaxylem. Protoxylem, which is formed earlier, metaxylem, which is formed later. This is also primary phloem, which can again be protophlloem and metaphlloem. Protophlloem, which is formed earlier, metaphlloem, which is formed later. Clear? Okay. Now there can be a meristematic tissue, cambium, between primary xylem and primary phloem. Now this cambium is nothing but a meristematic tissue which can give rise to new cells on both sides. So the new cells which are formed on the xylem side, they form secondary xylem, and the new cells which are formed on the phloem side are called secondary phloem. Clear? So this is your open vascular bundle. So where do we see open vascular bundle? We see this type of vascular bundle in dicot stems. So when we talk about the structure of dicot stem, we will actually see open vascular bundle where cambium is present. Closed vascular bundle means there is no cambium present between xylem and phloem. Now if cambium is not present, that means, see here, you see this is xylem and this is phloem. So there is no pink layer here. So xylem and directly phloem. So in this case, secondary xylem and secondary phloem tissues are not formed because cambium is not there. This is generally seen in monocot stems. So in monocot stems, no secondary xylem and phloem. Therefore, no secondary growth because formation of secondary and xylem and phloem causes increase in width. So in monocot stem, there is no increase in width, there is no secondary growth basically. So this is your open vascular bundle and closed vascular bundle. Now again there is something called radial and conjoint vascular bundles. So let us see what are they. So radial vascular bundle, if the xylem and phloem are arranged on different radii, something like this. So the green colored structures are xylem and the red color structures are phloem. So you see all the xylem are arranged on the same radius. Again all the phloem are arranged on the same radius. So the xylem and phloem are arranged on different radii. It is on this radii, phloem is on this radii. So this is called radial vascular bundle. So we can say that the xylem and phloem within a vascular bundle are arranged alternate to each other. So first a xylem, then a phloem, again xylem, phloem. So alternately they are arranged in the same vascular bundle. So this type of arrangement is seen in roots. When I talk about conjoint vascular bundle, here xylem and phloem are arranged on the same radius. That means within a vascular bundle, the phloem is located outside to the xylem, something like this. So this is one vascular bundle, whereas this entire thing is one vascular bundle. Because when I say vascular bundle, it is not only xylem or not only phloem. It is both xylem and phloem together. So in a radial vascular bundle, there has to be many xylem and many phloem. And in a conjoint vascular bundle, it is like all the xylem towards the inside and all the phloem towards the outside. So the arrangement would be like this. This is your phloem, this is your xylem. So where do we see conjoint vascular bundle? It is generally seen in stems and leaves. So now you see that even this, the name of the chapter was plant anatomy. But till now we have not actually started studying the internal structure of plant parts. But we have prepared the base to understand that. Now we know the arrangement of vascular bundles, we know the tissues, we know their functions, we know their structure. So now when we actually study the structure of roots, stems and leaves, it will become very easy for us to understand everything. Right? So hope you are clear with the different types of vascular bundles: open, closed, radial and conjoint. Thank you. Please visit www.examfear.com to watch more videos, attempt free online test, get free study material, find tutors and mentors. Thank you once again.